A little girl from Lynchburg fighting a very rare form of cancer made the pages of the Wall Street Journal. We showed you Edie Gilger's headline when it hit the newsstands last week. And tonight, we're sitting down with her parents to talk about their journey and why doctors are so interested in her case. And now, you get to meet little Edie and find out about her big miracle.
She was diagnosed in December of 2009, and she was 6 months old.
The first thing that went through my mind was kind of why her, why Edie.
She had a large tumor, that one growing out of her right adrenal gland, one growing out of her left adrenal gland, and they met sort of in the middle of her abdomen. And then she also had spots on the back up her spine.
That tumor was closing off liver and, just her stomach and that. And so it was kind of just shutting down her body. It was mind-blowing, to say the least.
It was neuroblastoma, stage 4, and it left tiny Edie Gilger at UVA for months.
Good job.
Getting 10 rounds of chemo so doctors could even operate to take those tumors out in June of 2010.
It seemed like such a huge thing to us, but it was just the beginning of what we would see over the next year and a half as far as just sort of chipping away at the disease that was in her body. We sort of knew that in the beginning, that it would be multiple surgeries, multiple rounds of chemo and all that sort of thing to get through it. In January of 2011 was when she was finally diagnosed for the first time cancer-free.
But 3 short months later, the next scan brought bad news. Edie's cancer was back.
I can remember it like it was yesterday.
Doctors operated again at UVA, but also suggested that Emily and Nick take Edie to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia in case the tumors came back again.
UVA said, this is where the cutting-edge medicine for children is being researched, it's being prescribed, this is where you need to be.
And that is where they found their miracle in modern-day medicine. The one that took their little girl from this to this.
White, white, white.
It's an experimental drug from Pfizer called crizotinib that only 9 other children in the entire world were taking for neuroblastoma.
Shake it up. We just decided that here was this drug that was being put in front of us, nothing that any of us had ever been exposed to before, and it was a sign that we needed to go ahead and take that leap of faith and see what would happen.
What happened is something really just amazing. Something the Gilgers haven't seen in their daughter's short life.
It's been 6 months, and this is the longest period of time that Edie has gone cancer-free.
Edie will likely stay on the drug for the next 5 years under the very watchful eye of doctors in Charlottesville and Philadelphia.
We're living in the moment with it right now, and we're so happy to have her healthy right now that we do think, okay, 5 years down the road, if something comes up, we'll deal with it when it comes up.
This is going to be a part of our life for the rest of her life.
I said, Mom.
But she's going to grow up to be a normal, everyday child. She's going to get in trouble. She's going to make us laugh. She's going to be, be our daughter.
Now, Edie's form of neuroblastoma is genetic. All of the children who have responded to the drug have defects in their gene known as ALK. It's really, really rare. 600 to 700 kids per year develop neuroblastoma, and of that, only about 1% to 2% have the defective ALK gene. Now, the medicine that is showing so much promise for her, crizotinib, is also used to treat some forms of lung cancer as well. So we'll be watching her progress. Fingers crossed that all goes well for their family.